like somebody's watching me. I always feel 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 like somebody's watching me.
I'm just an average man with an average life. I work from 9 to 5. Hey, how I pay the price. All I want is to be left alone in my average home. But why do I always feel like I'm in the twilight zone then?
I always feel like somebody's watching me. I always feel like somebody's watching me. I always feel like somebody's watching me. I always feel like somebody's watching me.
When I come home at night, I lock the door real tight. People call me on the phone, I'm trying to avoid. Can the people on the TV see me, or am I just paranoid? When I'm in the shower, I'm afraid to wash my hair, 'cause I might open my eyes and find someone standing there. People say I'm crazy, just a little touched, but maybe showers remind me of Psycho too much, that's why
I always feel like somebody's watching me. 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 Somebody's watching me. Somebody
RetroSynth Radio, broadcasting from the beautiful yet haunting world of Nostalgia, straight from RetroSynth shores. You're listening to Casual Fridays with Dan. I am your host, Creepy Miami Dan, and I am joined by the awesome, the amazing, the beautiful yet haunting April O'Neil, our program director here at RetroSynth Radio. Hello, April. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you? It's a haunting Friday for sure, and
Yes. Getting ready.
That last track literally gave me creepy doll vibes, like Annabelle.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
That track was called Music Box of Madness by Neutron Dreams.
And speaking of Neutron Dreams, the game night was asking about the track you always put on the intro, that remix.
Yeah. Yep.
So I was curious, and maybe nobody has asked, how did you and Chris come up with the name Neutron Dreams?
Good question. Well, sadly, at the time, Chris wasn't part of it. No, not at all.
So how did you come up with it?
So, at the time, I was forming the band with Ryan, and we had to come up with, obviously a synthwave name. And I wanted to lean more into the whole dreamwave sound. I was. It's not a surprise. I'm heavily inspired by Time Cop and Jordy and Marvel, because Marvel has a very Time Cop-ish sound. The two of them are like the kings of dreamwave, and I wanted to kind of have that in there somewhere, dream, and I was also kind of a fan of Juno Dreams. I don't know if you know that artist name.
Yes, I do. I do know. I promoted some of their stuff in the beginning of my radio days.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, and I was promoting their stuff back in my Damn Man Tunes days. So before I started Neutron Dreams, and I just had the YouTube channel Damn Man Tunes. So I kind of liked his polarization of dreams. So I was like, okay. And then I always had a fascination with science, and what I wanted to do. Back it up here. I knew where I wanted my sound to go, which for the first album, it did that, and then after Ryan left, I kind of changed the sound. And then when Chris joined in, of course, then the sound changed even more. But we still incorporate some of that dream stuff, what I consider dreamy aspects of the sounds, into our tracks now going forward. But at the time, I was heavily inspired by Time Cop, Droid Bishop, and Michael Oakley. So I knew that I wanted to incorporate a space wave element into it too, because at the time, that's what Droid Bishop was known for. His first couple of albums was pretty space wave-ish, and he's gone way beyond that now. Now I consider him more of like a jazz wave. If I can put Droid Bishop into a category, it's jazz wave. He's very jazz-oriented, which is great, and his talent is crazy with James.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it really is. And the Michael aspect of it, I liked his take on synth pop. Wasn't quite sure if I wanted vocals in my stuff at the time, because I was probably more of a fan than Jordy than anything else. So I knew I wanted to lean a little bit heavier into the instrumental. Which is what we have. Neutron Dreams is like 99% all instrumental. Soon to change, of course. That is coming.
Soon to change.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot more vocals in our stuff going forward. But I knew I wanted that, so I wanted to incorporate more of like the space wave aspect of it. So I want to take space wave and dream wave and mash them together, and that is what I wanted our sound to be. And of course, with Ryan, with the guitar and all that, it kind of played into Dynatron too, which we were both a big fan of Dynatron, and we wanted the guitar to go with Dance of the Dead and stuff like that. So we were trying to come up with a name. And I was just going through like different aspects of science, and it was like proton wave or proton dreams or atom or, planet what dreams. Like tried a bunch, and then we came across neutron. I'm like, I love neutron stars. So, because neutron stars are really weird, and with neutron stars, if you're into any of the science geek stuff I'm into, it's a collapsed star that hasn't fully collapsed into a black hole. So it still exists as almost like this terrifying thing in outer space, but it's not quite a black hole. And it still shines very brightly. And it emits waves. So it's like, kind of mix in with the synthwave thing, and this is back in 2016, 2018, something like that. So that's how it came up. And then, okay, we had dreams, we had neutron. Which way do we do it? Do we do dreams, neutron? And I'm like, no, that sounds stupid. So I just came up with neutron dreams. And then for the logo is heavily inspired by Time Cop's logo. And if you put Time Cop's logo and Neutron Dreams logo next to each other, you will see that ours is the same as Time Cop's, but it's inverted.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I'm reason going back to the early 2000s maybe, and the late 90s, I think of Jimmy Neutron, that cartoon on Nickelodeon that was so popular.
Yep, it was. Yep, Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron.
That was kind of a bit of inspiration as well. Sadly, if you go on Google or YouTube and you search up Neutron Dreams, chances are you're going to find Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron.
This is the way it is, yeah. So, going to give some shout-outs to the chat. We are joined by Infamy. What's up, Choom? Good to see you. Infamy
I see Drumwave.
Yep,
Hello,
Drumwave
Jay. How are you?
Yep, Drumwave's in the house. Infamy, he's like one of those ultimate synthwave fans. If there is a big show, chances are he's going to be there.
That's great.
I've been to different things over this country, and I turn around, and there he is.
Well, I hope we will be seeing him in Florida next year then.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah.
Yes.
I met Infamy in Florida. I met him at Neon, and then he has joined us up this way in Maryland and in Philadelphia, and then all the way out west in California for Neotropolis. And that was so awesome.
That's great.
That's
great.
Yeah, with our the show that we have coming up next year, May 29th and the 30th, MCTV Spring Break, courtesy of MCTV and RetroSynth Records. It is a 2-day event on an island. It's not like your normal venue or hotel or something like that. It's an entire
we got
island
an
off the coast
island,
of Florida.
People. It's going to be great.
Yeah. It's the embodiment of synthwave. It's the ocean. It's palm trees, boats, the Florida air, sunsets. It's everything that what synthwave is as far as the aesthetics are concerned, and it's sure to be like the party of the frickin' year. So
yes.
Yeah. So we have lots of people we're already talking to, lots of artists that have said yes, they're going to make it. So, of course, we're not giving away too many details. However, I can announce officially that Bending Grid will be there in Florida.
Yes.
So, yes, Bending Grid will be joining us May 29th and the 30th. So, it will be absolutely awesome.
And, of course, I'm going to be there, and Dan, and, a lot of freaking amazing people.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
It's gonna be awesome. It will be awesome. I am trying my best to drag the one, the only Christopher J. Payne out of hiding and down into Florida to join us on stage as we perform.
Well, maybe I need to get in his box and, tie him down, integrate that domination wave into him. It's like, okay, Chris, you're going. Because James got in my box, like, you're going, April, you're going. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I can't wait. It's going to be absolutely awesome. The goal is to have thousands of people there. When I was at Neotropolis, I think Neo at the peak held between 1,500 to 2,000 people over that week-long time. This island holds 8,000 people. So.
Yeah, it's huge. And Florida, I know that time of year at the end of May, the perfect weather.
Yeah, it's
perfect
not
weather.
So hot where you can fry an egg on a rock,
Yes.
It's not too cold. Of course, it's Florida, so it's not really all that cold anyway. But it's the perfect, from what we've understood, it's perfect that time of year.
Yes, absolutely.
And not quite not quite into the rainy season yet, where it's Florida and it rains like every day. Yeah, it's.
Oh yeah, I grew up in the South, so usually the hurricane season kind of starts, but it's not until usually end of June or July that the rain really hits.
Right.
So living through many hurricane seasons,
Yep.
It's going to be great. It's going to be perfect weather then.
It will. It will be awesome.
Party of the year.
Yeah, and I can't wait to start announcing the people that are going. And tickets are on sale right now. You can head over to mctvspringbreak.com and pick up your ticket right now. It's live right now. So. Or if you were already used to heading over to Midnight City Studios, their website, if you already bookmarked it, if you just click that, it'll automatically forward you to the new website that has all the ticket sales. So be sure to pick up your copy before they sell out, because it's going to go fast. And it's, like I said, we're aiming this to be the biggest synthwave show ever. And,
it's going to be great, and we will also have a place for families, and so bring your kids, and it's just going to be something there for everyone.
Yeah, because the island is huge. So on one side of the island will be the main stage. It's a huge amphitheater, and that's where all the main performances will be. And on the other side of the island is another smaller stage where we're going to have other performances and stuff. But there's also going to be like an entire family area, kids area, stuff like that set up so that, artists and fans can bring their whole family, have a little Florida vacation kind of thing out of this. So, it'd be pretty neat.
Yes, it's going to be a truly great spring break.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yep. And it's funny, as MTV has announced that they're shutting down this year at the end of 2025. December 31st is MTV's last day. As they shut down, MCTV opens. It's just, it's like it's fate. So.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I believe MCTV is going to be the next big thing.
Yeah, I agree.
And music videos the way it should be, and not all that reality TV bullshit that we see.
I mean, they got away from their core thing. I mean, that was, people wanted to watch the music videos. And now that anyone can just stream whatever they want to their device on demand at any given time, that whole format has pretty much died. And what they were consuming or producing, whatever you want to call it, it's just people aren't into that kind of stuff anymore. So, the decision was made by the parent companies that own MTV to just, that's it, shut it down. So, the end of an era, but yet the beginning of another one.
Yes.
So, I have a ton of music I have to play today because we have all kinds of new releases. And one of them is a surprise release that I am going to play for you right now. It is a surprise little EP by Jesse Mock called Night of the Revenant Driver. It dropped today. And guess what? He invited me to participate in this album. So the first track is a little introduction, and it is voiced by yours truly. So
nice.
Yeah, without further ado, let's play this. This is Night of the Revenant Driver by Jesse Mock.
Listen closely, for what you're about to hear does not belong to the world of the living. In the smoldering ashes of a forgotten garage, a name was lost, but its curse remained. Full moon rises, he returns. Starved, twisted, no longer human. They whisper of a driver with eyes like burning coals, headlights cutting through the fog, hunting the living down empty highways. Once you see him, you'll never see the dawn again. Lock your doors. Kill the lights. It won't matter. Because tonight, the Revenant Driver rides again.
April, I just committed a live radio mistake.
What did you do? What did you do?
I played it out of sequence.
Well, that happens.
I shouldn't have played it. I got too excited to play the Revenant Driver that I completely forgot that Jesse Mock has a listening party starting in 15 minutes.
Oops. Well,
which I fully intend us joining. So, hope you don't mind. You guys are going to hear those last two songs twice.
Well, it's worth listening to twice because
I agree.
Jesse Mock is so freaking epic.
I agree.
Seriously. I had started promoting him many years ago through Submit Hub.
Oh,
He would send me tracks, and I just absolutely love Jesse.
Yeah.
And
absolutely amazing. Yeah, it starts in 12 minutes. I've just joined the Bandcamp listening party, so invite all of you to join it as well. jessemock.bandcamp.com/live/Night of the Revenant Driver listening party, or just go to Night of the Revenant Driver and click on the listening party. We'll stream it from there, but until it begins, we'll play another song or two for sure. We have, again, lots of new music out today, so let's get to it before this listening party starts. Next up, brand new by Skylane Drive, is Ex Virtua. was Ex Virtua by Skylane Drive. That guy does not disappoint at all.
Never disappoints.
Nope.
Just incredible.
All right, we're going to play one more because the party's about to start. The new one by Arcade Beach. This is The Interstate. That was nice. I don't think they make any bad songs.
No, I have not heard one song by Arcade Beach that I did not love.
No.
I can honestly say that.
Yeah, I kind of fell in love like the first time that they hit me up. They're like, "Hey, Dan, we're Arcade Beach and we're in this over here making music, and not sure if you'll like us or not, but we'd like to submit a song to you and see if you see what you think of it." And they sent me the song. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like,
"It's great."
I was like, like the midnight yet different kind of thing, kind of
yes.
vibe. And I'm like, it's just two guys. Like, yeah, it's just two of us. I'm like, okay, it sounds like a full band, That song right there also is like the perfect representation of what is known as a gated snare. Like that snare was perfect.
It's great. It is. And I know with some artists, there's a track or two you really like, and the rest is kind of average, but Arcade Beach just surpasses that.
Yeah. All right, so the listening party's about to start in a minute. I see Jules, Neon Fox has joined in. Always good to see him show up. I know he's a huge Jesse Mock fan. Yeah, this is going to be great. So everyone who's in the chat, by all means, if you want to join us over in Bandcamp, feel free to do so. I dropped a link. The Jesse Mock Night of the Revenant Driver listening party is about to begin. We are going to stream it here as well, so we're not going anywhere. But if you want to join in on the chat with Jesse Mock over on Bandcamp, by all means, please head over there right now.
Yes, come join.
Yep, and we're going to stream the whole thing. So you're going to hear two songs again. So you're going to have to hear my horrible voice again. Yeah, I was surprised when Jesse hit me up. He's like, "Would you mind doing, you lending your voice to this?" I'm like, "I'd be honored. Are you sure you want my voice? I know I am Miami Dan." He's like, "Yeah, but you kind of have a lower register in your voice." I'm like, "Oh, okay. I'll accept that." And then I was like, "Well, what do you want?" He's like, "Just try to be as creepy as possible." I'm like, "That I can do."
Yeah, well, you did excellent. On that track.
Thank you, yeah.
I mean,
the hardest thing was keeping it a secret. He didn't want me to tell anybody. So he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to drop it as a surprise for all of the fans and everything, so don't tell anybody yet." I was like, "Well, I kind of got to tell the team, so
yeah,
we can promote the album."
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah. So it says under a minute, so we're getting ready. So as soon as it starts, here we go.
Make great.
Listen closely, for what you're about to hear does not belong to the world of the living. In the smoldering ashes of a forgotten garage, a name was lost, but its curse remained. He returns, starved, twisted, no longer human. They whisper of a driver with eyes like burning coals, headlights cutting through the fog, hunting the living down empty highways. Once you see him, you'll never see the dawn again. Lock your doors. Kill the lights. It won't matter. Because tonight, the Revenant Driver rides again.
Once again, I have to reiterate the same thing I said before last week. What the heck did I just listen to?
I know. I mean, I have to say, and I just told Jesse, this is just another amazing work of art. Just incredible.
Yeah.
So incredible.
Insane.
Jesse never fails.
Yeah, did you read my comments in there when they were talking about the crystal method? I'm like, wait a minute. We were doing that last week.
Yes, we were. It was great.
I was like,
it was
the
great.
Power, the source, the crystal. Once more, they will replenish themselves. Cheat death again.
Yeah, that cassette is going on my list. I will be picking that up soon.
Yes.
Soon.
Courtesy and fulfilled by RetroSynth Records. So, yeah. It is
grab
Night of the
your
Revenant Driver.
copy.
Yep, available on CD and cassette. And yes, that was my lovely voice on the first track, Cinders of the Garage.
Amazing job on that.
Oh, thank you.
Amazing job.
Yeah. And he said, he gave me the script and he's like, just get creepy with it. And he gave me the song so I can hear the pacing of the track. I'm like, this, yeah. I was like, this is creepy. I did a couple takes. I'm like, okay. And then I just, the last take, I'm like, okay, that was it. I did it all in one take. Yeah, got my voice pretty low and then just added some effects to it. And then I gave it off to him and then he mixed it in and yay. Awesome. I'm glad it came out.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you.
Job.
Thank you. I should do more voiceover stuff.
You should. I think you should.
It's probably one of the things that I haven't really capitalized on. I mean, back in the day, before my voice changed, before puberty kicked in, I had a much higher register. And in like grade school and stuff like that, I was the one who was singing like all the solos and stuff for choir and everything, only because I was loud. I mean, I'm still loud. I mean, my wife yells at me all the time. Dan, why are you yelling? I'm like, I'm not yelling. But you're yelling. I'm not yelling. Trust me. That's not my yelling voice.
You haven't heard it yet.
I can get a lot louder, I just project. I'm very good at projecting my voice. And when I was in grade school, I had to sing loud enough so it hit the back of the gymnasium wall. That was always the measuring stick. I had to be able to stand on stage, and the instructor, our choir instructor, had to be able to hear the echo from my voice to bounce off the wall and hit her in the ears. That's what she gauged it on, and no one else could do it. No one else could be that loud at my age. Like I said, I was like in the 5th grade, and yeah, I got the parts. I got like all the parts, and I just never capitalized on it. And, my voice changed and all that other stuff. And I kind of gave up on singing and stuff like that. But over the past couple of years, I've been trying to kind of retrain my voice a bit, for singing. Obviously, being on the radio like this a lot definitely helps.
Yeah, it does help because, you get that voice training kind of and get that tone. Yeah. And I know that I think I've been singing from the time I came out of my mother. She used to tell me I would never get mad as a child. I would sing my anger. I would sing it at her. And I started doing solos at probably, I think my first one was at 12. And I had little singing group with the neighbor girl, and we did We Are the World in this church.
Nice.
And that was like my first solo, and then I really started singing at probably 15, and I became probably one of the main soloists.
Yeah. We have a lot in common then. Yep.
In the church. So singing and music has been part of my life for so long, and I'm Rising Field has been poking at me because we have been working on a track that I had written. I just got to put the vocals to it.
Okay. There you go.
So that'll come around soon enough.
Yeah. And like for me, for example, like, you know, with Neutron Dreams and stuff like that, like I've always been not so great with the confidence in my voice, so I have always tried to farm out our singing to other people. And I love collaborating with others, especially ones who are way more talented than I am. You know, I'm definitely humble when it comes to the musical world, you know, and I love collaborating with others who are way more talented than I am, both in the musical production things and voice. Like I can sometimes be just like the ideas guy, which I don't always like to be. I like getting my hands dirty into, you know, actually playing a part in the creation of the music, and that's kind of like how Chris and I work. Like I usually lay down the entire idea. I lay down all of the basics for the track as far as how I want certain things, different synthesizers I want in there, how I want the overall progression of the track to be, and then I really like rough out a good idea of what I want, and then I just pass it to the master known as Christopher J. Payne.
Yes, he is the master too.
This is what I'm looking for, and I give it to him. I'm like, do your magic. You know, I want your awesome piano in there because that's now a signature Neutron Dream sound, is having our what we call our Robert Miles styled delayed trance piano. Put that in there. I'm like, put that in there and do your mixing and mastering genius and just make it sound good. that kind of thing. I'm like, I can try to mix and master it, but it'll just end up sound like, you know, dog water by the time I'm
done. Exactly. And I know with me, when I create music, I'm one of those. I'm just random and I put different stuff, and it's like, if it sounds good to me, I just go with it. I'm not really, and I like mixing different things together to see what happens. And I guess that is the randomness in me. And so it's like, I make music for myself. And if people like it, they like it. If they don't, okay, move on to the next. I don't care. But yeah, right. It's just, music is like the essence of who I am.
Yeah. Yep. Same here. For years, I shied away from it. It wasn't part of my life at all. I mean, it was early when I was a kid. As I said, I was into singing, and then I was in band, and I learned how to play the trumpet, percussion, you know, all kinds of drums, and yes, I learned how to play the sexy saxophone. Hence, though, I forgot all
you forgot. It's like I was in band. I started on the flute. Our schools were so small. I got into high school. We were so small that we didn't have a band. There was like 250 kids in the entire school, from kindergarten to 12th grade, and like my graduating class was 18. That was my graduating class.
Jeez, my graduating class was like 1,000.
Yeah, we had 18 of us graduate, and when it comes to instruments, I pretty much can play by ear a lot. So I have like 2 flutes in my closet that I just randomly play.
Cool. That's awesome.
And so, and I can play the piano by ear somewhat. So it just depends. I can play by ear. I just have to kind of work on it. But I had that talent.
Yeah, that's why I like, you know, working with, Chris can play by ear. When I was working with Ryan, he couldn't read sheet music at all. It's all of his guitar playing was either by ear or improv, and just came up with the extreme shreddage that he does.
Yeah, it's great. I remember being in my grandmother's porch a lot, and my mother gave me a lot of guitar books.
Right.
And I would literally write down the keys and I would just convert it to the flute. And that's how I would practice, by these old timey 70s style guitar things, because my stepfather plays guitar and my mother had played the guitar as well. So
nice.
That's how I learned to do it. I just converted guitar music books to the flute keys.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah, I wish I could do that, but not quite there.
I don't think I could do it anymore. I'm like way out of practice. It's been like 30 years, but I'll pick it up every now and then and I'll play.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I can't do that. Not yet, anyway. One day I'll get there. Because I'm trying to do it with the piano. So, synthesizer, so I can do that. Oh, Ann is here. Welcome, Ann. Thanks for joining.
And welcome, Craig. Good to see you.
Yes, Mr. Pac-Man is here.
My friend Craig. Long time no see.
Going to play, because we're going to keep with the Halloween stuff here. I'm going to play a little Dance of the Dead. Going to feature my old bandmate, Ryan. So going to do one song because we got to, indicate who Ryan is to the people who have no idea who Ryan is. My old bandmate, Ryan. One of my favorite ones that he does, and like I said, this is all improv. He does this stuff usually like on the fly, and it's like just bakes my bagels how he's able to do it on the fly, But that's all of his videos. So you guys can check out Ryan Synthwave Guitar, or RSG is his channel name. He's changed it many times over. Before it was called the R Leslie, and that's what I knew him by. It was the R Leslie. Then it was Ryan Synthwave Guitar. Now he shortened it to just RSG. But you can definitely check him out. But let's play this, and then I'll get back into some RetroSynth releases. So this is good friends of ours, Dance of the Dead, Tony and Justin. Dance of the Dead, That House, the Ryan's Synthwave Guitar Improv. had to fiddle with YouTube there, get to stop. But yeah, Dance the Dead, That House, the guitar improv by Ryan's Synthwave guitar. Not to toot my own horn, but of course that song has to go right into another song that was inspired by said song, or actually it was me watching that and then me talking to Ryan about it. I'm like, I think we need to make a Dance the Dead type track. So he was like, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. So this is the one that we came up with, and it ended up on our very first album.
Nice.
So, yeah, so the one I'm going to play up next is called Shadow of the Storm, featuring Ryan Leslie by Neutron Dreams. And that was Shadow of the Storm featuring Ryan Leslie by Neutron Dreams. Yeah, that's our little ode to Dance to Dead, our friends Tony and Justin.
I love that track so much. I really do.
Thanks. Yeah, that was a hard one to do. Let's just say that I had to learn a whole different way of making music in order to make that song. So that was definitely a labor of love for sure. You know, Ryan, of course, put down all the guitar parts, and then I did everything else. This was
great.
before I met Chris. So
fantastic track. And
Thank you.
shout out to those who have come in, Derp, and haven't seen you in a while, and Ann and Nacho Wave. And we got who else? Craig Packman, and we got Carr and
Yeah.
Wages of Synth.
Wages
I
of Synth
freaking love
here.
that sound. I
Wages
love
of
that
Synth. Yeah,
name.
me too.
I love it.
Got a couple more that we have to play before we cut out of here. In case you're all late coming on in, we started at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. Again, trying to move to that 11 o'clock time. So hopefully by next week we'll be there. We'll see. It will be dun 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 Halloween.
Yes,
So,
Halloween.
yes. Oh, wait, we have been greeted by someone I haven't seen in a while. The devil himself has joined the chat. Welcome, the devil himself.
Yes, welcome, and perfect time for
Right.
Halloween is
Right.
to
We've been playing
meet
some
with the devil.
pretty dark tunes, too, so, you know. What's really cool is watching the lightning on the screen dance to my voice as I talk.
It's great. It is fantastic. I love it.
I gotta change it though. I can't keep that going for long. Let me change it. That's just too powerful. I can't
It
control
is.
lightning with my voice.
It would be cool if you could, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't give me
remember.
a God complex, please.
I remember as a kid, you could ride in the back of pickup trucks.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the back of the truck in the country.
Can't do that anymore.
No, can't do that anymore. But I was sitting there. I was about 13 or 14, and my brothers and sisters was in the back, and I was like, I'm going to make it rain. And my brother's like, no, you can't. And I swear to God, I started chanting this like Indian rain dance, and all of a sudden it started raining. I don't know if it was coincidence or not, but my brother stayed away from me for like a week.
Oh, that's funny. That is too funny.
So maybe I have that, secret power just to
maybe.
make it rain.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe. Don't let it go to your head, though.
Yeah, I know. I know.
All right, got more. Speaking of which, there is a Nacho Wave. There is a album out on pre-order right now. Dr. Wily's Castle. I love Dr. Wily. If you're familiar with Dr. Wily, he is the anti-hero to Mega Man. So let's play Dr. Wily's Castle.
Layer number 1.
Press start.
My son? Oh, you were always an idiot. That blue abomination is no son of mine. No, Thomas. My son has been dead for years. You made sure of that. I won't stop until he can rest once and for all.
What the frig did I just listen to? That's another example of, wow.
Yeah, that was just incredible. Incredible. It's like, I love how those sound clips were integrated. That voice just
That was perfect.
like a cinematic soundtrack, you know.
Yeah. And it tugs on the heartstrings right here because Mega Man is near and dear to my heart. I have figurines of Mega Man within 2 feet of my reach. You know, I'm a humongous Mega Man fan, so that was awesome. Getting into a little argument with the game night. He said, "No, it's not Dr. Wily. It's Dr. Will." It's Dr. Wily. I posted the wiki page right there in the chat. It's Dr. Wily. It's not Dr. Will. It's Dr. Wily. Dr. Wily, the father of Mega Man and X. Yeah. Spoiler alert: Mega Man and X are brothers. Spoiler alert. In case no one knew that. Yeah. Mega Man and X are brothers, both creations of Dr. Wily in the Mega Man franchise. And Dr. Wily built Mega Man to be the ultimate, weapon that could adapt to his environment. Hence, whenever you kill a bad guy boss, you absorb their power, and you can then use that boss's weapon. You know, that's how Mega Man works. Yeah. I love Mega Man. Humongous proponent. The music inspired me. For me, I think the quintessential Mega Man music, though, is actually on Game Boy. The Mega Man on Game Boy, I think it was Mega Man 2 on Game Boy. And the Elec Man stage. So it's the electricity boss. He was on... He was on... what is it? Yeah, the Elec Man stage was on Mega Man 2, but that music for that stage is probably my favorite of all time as a kid. I would play the stage just to hear the music, and I would pause it or try to get into an area where I can't die just so I can listen to the music without jumping all around and shooting.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played Mega Man. I was more into the RPGs like Final Fantasy and
I was into those
things
too.
like that.
Yep, I was in Final Fantasy.
But I think I may have a copy of Mega Man in my Steam collection that totally need to play.
Yeah, it's like required gaming. Like if you're intimate, nostalgic gaming at all, you have to do Mega Man. I do believe a friend of mine showed me like a Mega Man available for like Android and Apple and stuff like that too, which is pretty cool. It's like an online, Mega Man game. The game night said Dr. Light built Mega Man and Dr. Wily. Yes, that wasn't revealed till later on though. So, but yeah, it was Dr. Light. He did build both of them. But yeah, anyway, Dr. Wily's Castle. Great song.
Amazing job.
Yeah,
on that.
really good. Really well done. I got one more for you to round out the releases for today. The new remix album from Ness Daniels. So I'm going to cue that up because I got to pick the track. And let's see. Do you want to hear the instrumental? Do you want to hear Nightcore, or do you want to hear slow and reverb?
Let's do the Nightcore version.
All right. And did you see who joined us in the chat? Did you see?
I'm looking. Who joined us?
Blake Coverdale.
Blake. Hey, Blake.
Good to see you, Blake Coverdale. All right, so you want to do the Nightcore version?
Yes, let's do the Nightcore version.
All right, so this is Running, Waiting, Extras, the remix album by Ness Daniel. This is the Nightcore mix of Running and Waiting. That was Running, Waiting, produced by Alvin, Simon, and Theodore. Or the Chipettes.
Yes,
either
the
way. That was awesome.
That was great. I do like a lot of the Nightcore, not all of it, but some of it is really good.
Yeah. See, now I have to hear the opposite. I just have to. So now I have to play the opposite of that. The slowed and reverbed version. We're gonna take it to the complete opposite extreme.
Yeah, let's go vaporwave now and
Right.
just slow and
Let's just
reverb.
chill this out just a tad, shall we? So this is now running, waiting, slowed, and reverbed. Okay, I like that one better. That's just me. That one, yeah, I like the whole slow reverb thing.
Yeah, I like that one a whole lot better too.
Yeah.
That was great.
It's weird because you slow down her voice and she starts, her voice goes way deep. I would actually like to hear that. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge to Ness Daniels. I would like to hear the instrumental of that. That's, yeah. Because
Yes,
now we're getting more into my territory with vaporwave and stuff like that. Yeah, just take like that. There is an instrumental version, but now we need an instrumental slowed and reverbed. You know, I think that would be really cool. So, anyway, just my suggestions. You know, I'm nobody.
Hint, hint.
Right.
Somebody.
Nudge, nudge.
Maybe you should do like an instrumental remix of that.
I can. I certainly can. If Ness is down for that, sure. I'd love to do that for her.
You and Chris could totally pull that off, I believe.
Yeah. And we can add some things to it for sure. Time to start winding down, actually. I just realized what time it is. It's 2:10 already. Like, wow, we've been on the air for 2 hours already. Kind of went by fast.
Yeah, it went by really, really fast. Yeah. That always does when you're having fun.
Oh, it always does. Yeah, exactly.
And that Jesse Mock listening party was just incredible.
Yeah, it was. That was amazing. I completely agree. But let's do a couple more. I have a sneak peek for you all as well that I'll be playing. So I'm not going to let the show go by without playing the sneak peek. But let's play a song off of the much acclaimed Apple Tree Lane by Phaserland. the much acclaimed Phaserland's Apple Tree Lane, and that was last day of summer. Yeah, the reviews are rolling in on that, and people are loving that little surprise EP from Phaserland.
He did an amazing job. Another amazing artist with RetroSynth. He just incredible.
Yep, incredible. And another one of those not I would say OG, but because he's been around for a long time. Probably not as old as Miami Nights, but he was definitely in that like second wave that came around. Like he started like the same time Time Cop started, that kind of thing. So yeah, Phaserland. Speaking of Phaserland, we still have in stock, in case you're interested, I have sitting here in front of me 4 cassettes. Exactly 4 of Phaserland's Lens of a Dream in the ice blue cassette configuration. And then I also have a few of the Lens of a Dream on vinyl. And again, it matches the cassette. It is like an ice blue transparent color with a splatter on it that matches the artwork colors perfectly. And it just sounds amazing on vinyl. So you could head over to retrosynthrecords.bandcamp.com and pick up your copy of Phaserland's Lens of a Dream today. You can also pick up your digital version of Apple Tree Lane. It might be coming to physical. I'm trying to convince him to give me some artwork so we can, design it and get that up there, because the album's doing really well in digital. So might see if we can get some CDs or maybe cassette tapes made. That'd be neat.
Yeah. And another thing you guys need to grab on Bandcamp is Elevate the Skies Reascend album. It's on vinyl, cassette, CD, everything with remixes and just an incredible remastered album you need to get.
Yeah, that releases Wednesday. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And I have some sneak peek for you on that. It's funny that you should say that. I do have a sneak peek of a track off that album. The entire album has been completely remastered by Christopher J. Payne, and the remixes were also mastered by him as well, and they sound chef's kiss. They sound amazing. They sound really, really, really nice. So, and it was nice to give that album some love. It's what, 5 years old now?
I believe it's about 5 years old.
Yeah,
and just one of my favorite albums of all time.
Same here. Every track is a banger. Every single track. So, and it's funny. Scott and I were talking about it because we're trying to put it on vinyl. And, of course, on vinyl, you're limited to how long you can play, 22 minutes per side, and that's at, the 45 speed. So we're like, album's too big. What do we eliminate? And that was hard. Oh, that was hard.
I can imagine it was hard.
Him and I sat on a phone call for 2 hours just trying to pick which ones to remove, just so we can fit the album on vinyl. It was rough.
I would not want that job. I really wouldn't, because they're all so good.
He's like, well, Dan, you pick your favorites. I'm like, that's really hard. I don't know which one. I mean,
is Superhero on the vinyl?
Yeah,
because that is a must. Yes,
Superhero. These walls had to be on there. There's a few that were like, these are staples. They stay no matter what, So then it kind of made it a little easier once we eliminated the staples. So like, okay, we have to put these are on there. These are like quintessential Elevate the Sky, including Anthem, where he actually sings the words Elevate the Sky, so it's like, that has to be on here. It's the anthem. You have to keep that on, because he was going to take it out. I was like, no, I'm vetoing that decision. That stays on the vinyl. So, but we figured it all out. We saw that there was a couple tracks. There's the intro. There's one or two that are actually sort of Not redundant, but he calls them reprisals, which it's more like an instrumental version of a song that's already on the album. So those got the chopping block, and then maybe one other, and then we were able to fit it all in. So for the most part, it's pretty intact, you know. And then, of course, on CD and tape, we can get them all in there, including the remixes. So it's just the vinyl that's a little bit more limiting. But it all turned out well.
Yeah, the cassette is probably going to be bought as well.
Yeah.
With some another amazing stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to be broke.
Yes.
I'm gonna get broke.
Bless my wallet. You know.
Yeah.
I hear you. Well, I got some sneak peeks for you. We're going to play one track off of that. But first, I promised a sneak peek of a track that I meant to play on Wednesday, but just didn't get around to it. Kind of ran out of time. So, and I had people in the chat be like, oh, is it released? I'm like, no, it's not released till Halloween. But I made the thumbnail of the video Edge of Death by Battle Juice and Power Rob. So I was like, I'm going to give you a sneak peek, you know, and we have a reel right now that is like a 30-second sneak peek. But for those of you who have joined this show, you get the full sneak peek. So out on Halloween next week, The Edge of Death, the latest single, face melt power single by Battle Juice and Power Rob. So without further ado, here it is. Not a 30-second clip. You get the whole song. The Edge of Death.
Feeling nervous, cold sweats with the bird.
My face. My poor face. It's melted off my skull. Hang on a second. Oh, I had to put my face back on. Oh, my poor face. That was The Edge of Death by Battlejuice and Power Rob, out next week, August 31st, Halloween. I see Neon Shards has joined us in the chat, as well as Zed Arcadia. Greetings. Welcome on in. Thank you for being here.
That was great.
Yeah. Getting ready to close, though. So thank you for joining. But we are just about...
Like, when you pair Power Rob with Battlejuice, it's just freaking...
I just got to prepare for my face to melt. That's all. And just prepare to have my face split and fall off my skull. And then, my skull erupt into flames like friggin' Ghost Rider, because I just can't take the awesome shreddage and the rip-roaring vocals of Power Rob. I can't. My body and soul just break down. It's just too awesome. Just too awesome. Like, he told me, he warned me, he's like, you're not ready for this one, Dan. I'm like, please, hit me. And then he sent me the song. I'm like, oh my God, my face is on the freaking floor. He's like, I told you. Yeah. The amazing Power Rob.
It's great.
Unbelievable.
That was great. I can never, ever go wrong with those two coming together.
No, and now I'm so happy that they're both with RetroSynth Records. I love when our artists collaborate, and especially the caliber of those two. Battlejuice is legendary on his own, and of course, Power Rob with his vocals, and it's just... Yeah, the shreddage is real.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
My body can't handle it. It's too much. Like I said, my face just melts into a puddle when I get into that. Yeah, he's like, yeah, you thought World Gone Mad was bad? Yeah, get ready.
Yeah, this is
what?
Even more so.
Yeah, he's like, get ready. He's like, this is going to blow World Gone Mad away. I'm like, ain't no way you're going to beat World Gone Mad. And then he sent me
they did.
Song.
I
think he sent me that song. I'm like, oh my God.
Success.
Yeah, my skull erupted into flames. I was like, wow, okay, yeah, my body has been destroyed. Thanks. I appreciate it, I needed my eardrums to be completely blasted away. Thank you,
Well, that's supposed to happen on, Halloween, the whole decimation horror massacre thing.
Complete and utter decimation.
That's what just happened.
Yep. That song releases next week, so be sure to pre-save. It will be available on all streaming platforms, and of course on Bandcamp. It'll be on both their Bandcamp pages too, both Power Rob and Battlejuice, just like all their other releases. But yeah, be sure to grab your copy of The Edge of Death, and I know Scott is working on a Freddy Krueger music video for that track too. So it's gonna be awesome.
Nice. I mean, you could make a whole new decimation wave.
Decimation wave.
Decimation wave.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, just earth-shattering music. All right, I got one more before we close this out. So let me switch over Visualizer, because it's not all creepy and scary. All right. So yeah, next week we have the Reascend by Elevate the Sky. Completely remastered versions of all of the songs on Ascend, plus a few remixes, including one by Neutron Dreams. And we decided to remix his collaboration with the amazing Dana Jean Phoenix with These Walls. So without further ado, let's play our final track. This is These Walls by Elevate the Sky, the Neutron Dreams remix.
We
And that is our remix, the Neutron Dreams remix of These Walls by Elevate the Sky.
Incredible job with that remix.
Thank you.
That's probably my second favorite song on that album.
Wow. Yeah, I love that whole album. And that's probably my favorite track is These Walls. So that and I think the Superhero song is the other favorite one too.
Yeah, Superhero was my favorite, then that one.
Yeah.
The whole album is just incredible.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, per request, Scott made a new music video for Superhero featuring every single Superman out there, every single one, including the brand new movie. So that was quite an undertaking to put all of those videos together into one complete package. Oh, we are joined by Memory Design. Memory Design is in the house. Welcome, Memory Design. Thank you for being here. We are wrapping up. It's the end of the show.
Yes, it went by very quickly, and
it did.
It was a great show. It was a great show.
Yeah,
lots of great music.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that 2.5 hours have gone by. I'm like, wow, that was quick. That was really quick.
And thank you to everyone who joined us in the chat. And make sure you like the stream and subscribe if you haven't, so you can keep up with everything RetroSynth.
Yes, absolutely. This weekend, I'll be able to talk about the movie. I'm going to go see Tron on Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah. I've been waiting for a friend to come back, and now he's back. So now we're gonna go. The wife is not interested at all. It's not her thing, but we're gonna go, and we're gonna take all the boys and go watch Tron Ares. So.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be really, really good. I've seen the trailers.
Oh, yeah. The trailers are like, wow. I've heard the mixed reviews. I knew it caught flack the moment that Jared Leto was announced as, the main actor or whatever. I'm like, give the dude a break,
Jared Leto is actually very, very good, and he is so, he does so well in many roles that he does. He's so fluid in how he does it, and I think he's a great actor.
Yeah. It's just that fact that he was tied to a complete flop, so it's kind of earned him like a bad name, although I thought the Morpheus was pretty, decent, but yeah, it bombed in the theater. But whatever. I mean,
there are actors that they have floppy movies that's not so great. I think Hollywood should be more original in their script writing, which they haven't been for a very, very long time.
Right.
But it is what it is, and even the flops get seen, you know?
Yeah. The flops get seen, and usually it's the flops that turn into, like, cult classics, too.
Yes, absolutely.
It's like Waterworld, for example, with Kevin Costner. It completely bombed, and it like cost double or triple what it brought in.
Yes.
And then afterwards, it gained huge notoriety, and it became kind of like a cult classic, of people following that film.
And it is, and I think when it comes to all those movies, it's in the perception and what people like, and some people's going to like it, so, some people won't, and it's just I guess in the taste of every individual what is good and what's not.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And you get your reviewers or movie snobs or whatever, they'll put their nose up at something that they don't like or agree with, but then it does well, once it's outside of the theaters, kind of thing. Again, like Rocky Horror Picture Show. You can't ask for a better cult classic.
You can't. You just can't.
It's
And-
they just celebrated like their 50th anniversary of that movie.
And I have been seeing rumors and been watching that they're about to do like a new Lord of the Rings soon.
I heard.
And they're bringing back the old cast, which is going to be freaking incredible. So
Yeah.
I'm interested. I'm a big Lord of the Rings
Same here.
fan.
Same here. I've always been a fan. I was a fan of the books even before any of the movies were made. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how well it does. The prequel show that was on Netflix or something that did pretty well.
Yeah, I think
Amazon or
I
something like that.
actually liked it. Yeah, it was had some kind of aspects in it that didn't align with the book, but I think it was pretty good. I
Yeah.
have watched it from the beginning.
Oh, okay. I haven't even seen it yet. So
Yeah, I think it's good personally. But I think
I'll check it out.
probably the best script I think in a series right now is Stranger Things. They freak it. That script is so well written and so well.
Can't wait for the final season. A couple more
Yes,
weeks.
I'm going to cry
Yep.
probably.
If you're paying attention to the visualizers, I played many scenes of Stranger Things on the visualizers today. Lots of Halloween vibes there in Stranger Things. But yeah,
Those guys.
they gotta like wrap it up. I mean, because they're all adults now. All the kids.
Yeah,
are
they're all adults, and but I have never seen such amazing script writers as those two brothers, and adding in the 80s nostalgia into they perfected that, and it's great.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was well done. The whole thing is well done. It's well written, and it's not only do they bring in the 80s nostalgia of it, which of course hits all the people in our age group, right in the feels, but even the writing style itself was reminiscent of like Twin Peaks, or like
Yes.
that episodic feel where it kind of it was original and it kept you guessing, and like almost every episode sort of like a cliffhanger, like you couldn't wait till the next one, like just tap that stuff directly into my veins kind of thing.
And honestly, it took me probably until the third season before I even started watching it. And I was hooked from the very beginning. I was absolutely hooked and binge watched like at least 2 to 3 series of the series at one site. I can't stop. And they couldn't have integrated a better actor for Vecna.
No,
They couldn't.
No. Spoiler alert. No, they couldn't do that. The only other show that I think holds up to that, and of course I have to give it huge props because they did a huge 80s thing, is American Horror Story.
Yes, they did do good.
Yeah.
With that.
The Coven one was by far my favorite. All about the witches and all that stuff. And they had Stevie Nicks on there, which was
yes, that was fantastic.
blowing. But then they in like some episodes were like because it wasn't like the same feel, but the writing was still awesome. There was one. It was like during the writer's strike or something like that where they had to put like 2 different themes together into one season. That was kind of like the only miss for me anyway. But then they brought it home with American Horror Story 1984.
Yes.
If none of you have seen that, it is another gateway drug into the world of synthwave. You can tell your friends, whoever, like if you're trying to introduce, synthwave to people, ask them if they've ever watched American Horror Story, especially the season 1984. I mean, just the opening intro alone, it has so many synthwave tropes. It's like, how can they not escape it? And then it's all about like your typical 80s horror movie of, Jason, Freddy, and Michael Myers. It's all three of those wrapped up into one awesome season. So,
and I'm usually not into that genre of series or movies because horror movies scared the shit out of me and I'll have nightmares. But that is good. And I especially liked the season of The Hotel. And
yes, The Hotel
with the
was
Lady
another
Gaga,
great one.
That was great.
Yeah. Yep, that was awesome. I did enjoy the hotel one. That one was probably the next favorite, next to the whole the Coven. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed that as well.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? I think we've rambled on long enough.
I think we have.
Thank you to everyone for joining in the chat. Great for you all to be here and see you all here. Be sure to do the cool YouTube thing, like, share, subscribe, hit the bellification icon so that you are always aware of whenever we go live, which is practically every day now, between live shows and scheduled premieres of our different DJs that we have here that are courtesy of our amazing April O'Neil, who puts them all on for you. We also have some different things going on. Be sure also to tune in tomorrow for the Synthwave Hangout with Memory Design and Warren. I will be back, of course, next week for Wacky Submission Wednesdays with Dan. I'll have all new submissions for you. And in case you missed all the announcements that we're putting out there, RetroSynth Records and MCTV, the app that makes the world of Novastalgia possible, that's those cool QR codes there on the side there. It's available on both Roku, Google, and Apple. It is a 24-hour, 7 streaming app that you can download to any of those devices. It also has on-demand streaming, and it is its own digital world. So if you're into, make-believe and LARPing and all that stuff, it's a world where we never made it past the year 1999. So everything in that world is within 1999. That's the world that we're in, 1999. But with RetroSynth Records and MCTV working together, we are bringing to you for next year MCTV Spring Break live from RetroSynth Shores, May 29th and the 30th. It is an island, Manatee Island, that is off the coast of Florida, and we are putting on a humongous 2-day Synthwave event. And we invite all of you to be there. There will be all kinds of amazing performers, and tickets are available over on MCTV's website. So you definitely
it's great.
need to grab your ticket right now while we still have them. So don't want to miss it. It's going to be the biggest party of the year. It'll be
don't want to miss it at all.
Yeah, we're aiming to make it the biggest Synthwave event ever. So hopefully you all join us there on this wonderful Manatee Island right off the coast of Florida. So hope to see you all there. And that's it.
And also on Sunday, make sure you join in because we will have Electro Disco Show with Jonesy and Bluetown Electronica shows this weekend from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So 2 shows in a row that you do not want to miss.
Yeah, those are awesome shows, too. Awesome shows. I love what they do. So.
Yeah, they do such an incredible job.
Yes,
as well as Matt Williams on every Thursday at 10 a.m.
Yep, he does a great job. And then right before me, on Wednesdays before the Wacky Submission Wednesday show, we have Nicholas Rickson with
yes.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. I'm loving that show.
Yeah, he does do a great job.
Yeah, so we have all kinds of stuff here at RetroSynth and RetroSynth Radio, so you do not want to miss any of the content. So like I said, be sure to hit the notification bell thingy here on YouTube so that you're notified whenever we go live. So with that, I am done. Hopefully you all have a wonderful and safe rest of your Friday, a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you all next week for Wacky Submission Wednesdays with Dan.
See you later, everyone. Have a great weekend.